going on, ladies and gentlemen? Twigger here with another high ELO commentary. Sorry for the delay on this video. I was away on vacation for about 9 days, but now I'm back with more videos, more uploads. Hopefully there should be one every couple of days. But this high ELO commentary is focused on the rush hour dual lane of CLG, Aphromoo and Doublelift, playing in the bot lane in this solo queue game. They are duo queuing up. And actually kind of some cool stuff in this game. We have in the middle Turtle the Cat, which is actually Wild Turtle, the AD carry for Team Solo Mid. So it should be very cool to see him on a different champion, Rumble in the mid lane. So it should be really interesting to watch that one. We also have Fabi, who a lot of people know and love in the high ELO scene. Very, very talented player. And we also have LMQ's Wei Zhao. And Wei Zhao is currently I would argue, one of the best challenger mids in the game, and LMQ doing a very, very good job in the challenger scene. I haven't seen all of the summer promotion games yet. Is it the summer? It would be the spring promotion? I don't know. The promotion games I have not seen yet, so I don't actually know how LMQ does, but it looks like Turtle the Cat, Wild Turtle here, going to be taking some heat from these guys, and that's going to be the first blood going towards Wei Zhao, picking that one up with a last little auto attack spear. A little bit of some strange walk patterns there for Wild Turtle's Rumble. Kind of walked around the minion forward a little bit and got attacked by Kha'Zix a couple too many times. But we have a pretty standard top lane, I have to say. Shyvana versus that Renekton. Pretty standard battle of the bruisers up in the top. In the bottom lane, though, Doublelift and Aphromoo. Aphromoo playing his bread and butter champion, which is that Thresh. Countless times have I seen him play Thresh in the NALCS, and has done a phenomenal job on him, landing very, very clutch hooks, really helping his team out with lanterns. He's very, very good at that Thresh, so I'm definitely excited to see him in a solo queue game with his duo lane partner, Doublelift, and see what they can pull off. And as you can already see, Doublelift having an 11 CS difference between him and Tristana Fabi, 22-9. Pretty big difference, and now Fabi is even losing more to this turret. The Morgana support trying to get as many of the CS as she can, but really not the best wave clear yet, with only probably a level 1 W with the Tormented Soil. But so Doublelift already showing his quality when it comes to CSing. A lot of damage coming down onto Aphromoo. The Tormented Soul doing its work on Doublelift as well. The Ignite came out from Aphromoo, but the Ignite has not yet been used from the Morgana, so they might have a little bit of an edge in the upcoming fight whenever that does happen. But both ADCs, Tristana and Lucian, are both running the pretty standard flash barrier combo. And when you have a barrier and the black shield coming from Morgana, you're pretty safe as Tristana, especially with your rocket jump. But a little bit of damage going down in both the top lane and the bottom lane. Looks like Renekton is going to escape from that one. He's going to start to be Aphromoo missing his hook. And the great thing about Morgana as well, against somebody like a Thresh, getting that black shield off is going to prevent that hook and is going to prevent the flay coming out. So it does really help out against these hook champions like Thresh and Blitzcrank. Also people like Leona, that was, it started to become kind of a counter to those champions. But right now, not really a whole lot of action happening. There's only a 200 gold lead for the purple team after that first blood. Mainly because Doublelift has been doing such a great job in that bot lane, farming things up. Once again, just having some damage down between these top laners. The Ignite coming down from the Shyvana. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It very well might be, though. No, man, Renekton is barely going to live on that one. Very nicely played on him. It looks like he did have to... No, the flash was burned previously during the gank, so never mind. So he does manage to escape that one. No really big deal. Going to go back and pick himself up a pickaxe. So going for that early Tiamats is probably what he's going to be going for. Going for the more aggressive Renekton build. I'm hoping to kind of be able to duke it out with Shyvana for quite some time. But once again, we're just kind of back to this farming lane. It's really cool to see Wild Turtle on other champions, especially somebody like a Rumble. Pretty difficult champion, I have to say. Kind of easy to play at the beginning, but very, very hard to master. There's not really a lot of people nowadays who play Rumble extremely well, especially not at the LCS standard. Balls being one of the very few, it seems, on Cloud9. But seeing Wild Turtle on should be pretty cool. Hopefully he does well. I always like seeing that. Not doing a great equalizer, I've got to say. But going to turn this one around. Nidalee's going to turn back around, use that barrier, stay alive throughout that ignite, get the heal off. She's going to be fine. Rumble being taken down. Kha'Zix being there for the assist on that one. Already sitting 0-0 and 2. Definitely not doing very badly for himself as a jungle Kha'Zix, but Nidalee having a pretty good game here. 40 CS to the 32. It looks like the ignite going down onto the Shyvana from Renekton. A lot of minions here doing a lot of damage to Shyvana as well, and that's going to be a kill for Renekton. Having that pickaxe definitely doing work against the Shyvana, but also the fact that Renekton had not used his ignite yet, being able to do that extra little bit of damage and allowing him to pick up the kill there. Hopefully getting a little bit of an advantage up in this top lane, even though he has nearly a 20 CS difference between him and Shyvana. So... oh, geez, looks like Pantheon taking a little bit of damage here. Might actually be in a bit of trouble. The flash, great reaction time from Pantheon. Holy. So a flash jump coming out of the Nidalee to try to pick off Pantheon, but an amazing reactionary flash actually ends up saving his life. Very, very nicely played. The rocket jump coming out of Tristana, doing quite a bit of work on Doublelift right now. Looks like Aphromoo is going to be here. Put down the shield with the lantern. The black shield coming out onto the Tristana to stop the movement from that Flay. And it looks like Doublelift is going to stay in this lane to keep his farming game up. He does have the Vamp Scepter, so that is going to keep him pretty well sustained in the lane. Alongside the pots that he's currently chugging, still looks like he has one in his inventory. So he is just going to stay there, continue his CS lead that he has right now. Nearly 30 CS for Doublelift. Well, in favor of Doublelift. So he's doing a very, very good job, really showing why he's considered one of the top ADCs. The flash coming out of Morgana, great hook from Aphromoo to try to bait that one out, but it looks like now he's taking a lot of damage. He has to flash as well. Fabi's actually flashing in after this one. The ignite going down from Aphromoo. He is going to survive this one, but it looks like we have Nidalee down here, going to probably try to chuck some spears to try to hit Aphromoo. The culling coming out from Doublelift, trying to clear up this wave a little bit, but we have Kha'Zix here as well. We do have a little bit of support coming down from the Pantheon, but Doublelift, after taking that spear, is probably just going to have to run away from that one. It looks like they are just going to clear out, allow the purple team to probably take this turret, I would think, having 4 members of their team down there. And apparently the direct-to-cam just wants to check out what's going on in the top lane. But finally we do have Wild Turtle here. The Equalizer coming out. He's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. Gets hit by a Dark Binding, and it looks like Wild Turtle is going to go down to the Kha'Zix, just taking way too much damage. The ultimate coming out from Morgana, not actually going to get the stun off on that one, but Aphromoo getting the Flay down. A lot of damage going down on Tristana. Doublelift is going to pick that one up, but an amazing Nidalee Spear picking up Aphromoo just at the tail end of that fight. So much action going down in that bot lane, and it looks like they're still just pushing this one up. If Nidalee can land a solid spear, it looks like it's not going to land, going to hit a minion, but Kha'Zix jumping in, using his ultimate to try to do some damage here. Pantheon taking a lot of damage, and that's going to be a kill in favor of the Kha'Zix. Looks like Wei Zhao is now going to try to send a spear to pick off Doublelift, but not really going to amount to anything there. Nidalee is quite low herself, so they might just back off this one. They did get the turret. That is the first turret of the game in favor of the purple team, which is now sitting with just a 2,200 gold lead, only 10 minutes into this game. So a nice place to be this early into the game. And we're just going to see Kha'Zix do a little bit of counter jungling. He does currently have his double buffs, and currently no wards really. There's a couple of wards in the jungle of the blue team from the purple team, but really there's been no pressure in the purple team side of the jungle, so there's no wards over there. In terms of CS, we do have a bit of a lead in favor of the Renekton up in the top lane, 76 to 48. Bit of a lead in the jungle for the Kha'Zix, and Kha'Zix also sitting at 2-0 and 2, is definitely having a fantastic game so far. Fairly even in the mid lane, just 7 CS deficit right there, 61 to 53 now. Still, the biggest difference is coming from that bot lane. Doublelift with 76 to Tristana's 43. Big difference there. It looks like Doublelift opting to go for that early Bloodthirster after picking up that BF sword, and Tristana going kind of the opposite way, going for that Blade of the Ruin King, finishing off that Bilgewater Cutlass. So a little bit more of a later build, I would say, especially when you're just dueling in the bot lane. You're not really facing anybody with high HP values, so your Blade of the Ruin King really is not going to be doing all that much. But looks like Wei Zhao did just use his pounce, going to jump out of Cougar form, and the Pantheon stun is going to land right inside the ultimate of Wild Turtle, and it looks like they're actually fighting in the Equalizer. A lot of damage coming down. Oh, there you go. The Kha'Zix actually picking up the Pantheon, but it looks like the double kill going towards Wild Turtle's Rumble. definitely worth it on their part. And that was actually a shutdown for Wild Turtle as well. That kill onto Pantheon put Kha'Zix onto a killing spree, and then Wild Turtle got to shut that one down, getting a little bit of extra gold for that kill. Definitely something that Wild Turtle wanted, considering that he's just at 2, 3, and 1. Definitely would like to get a kill with some additional monies, so that way he can pick up more items. Looks like with the double amplifying tome, probably going to be picking up a Hextech revolver. I'm just kind of taking a shot in the dark there. But going to be interesting to see how Wild Turtle builds. And now he's sitting there with a double buff, which is probably going to be some scary stuff for Wei Zhao for a little bit. But Wei Zhao is a very, very skilled player, so I don't think for a second he won't be able to deal with this fairly well. Nidalee does have the ability to stand at very far range and still get CS. And look at that, not a very far distance spear took a quarter of Pantheon's health down. Nidalee, as we can see, already finished off her Athene's Unholy Grail and has an amplifying tome, and Doran's Ring just sitting in those other slots. A great Dark Binding landing onto Doublelift. It looks like the Kha'Zix is now trying to join in on this one. Doublelift manages to flash away from the slow. The Cully coming out, which is completely useless, and Aphromoo now trying to run away, but is going to get picked off from the Kha'Zix. A great escape from Doublelift, but sadly we cannot say the same thing about his support, Aphromoo. So it looks like the ultimates are coming down from the top laners. The Ignite ticking down onto the Renekton. I don't know if this is actually going to be a kill. The Ignite going down from the Renekton onto Shyvana, trying to scare her away from that. Both of them are incredibly low. The Dominus is almost up for Renekton, so he might actually stay and try. Oh my god, the turret shot damn near took down Shyvana. Now Renekton's probably feeling pretty confident here because he does still have his Dominus available. The ultimate being used by Wild Turtle to try to pick up the dragon, but is not going to work. But it looks like Morgana is going to have to flash over that wall with a great Dark Binding. And it looks like they might actually be able to clean up Wild Turtle here. This was a great little bait if they can manage to pick him up. There is going to be the kill going to Wei Zhao, and Nidalee picking up the 4th kill in the game for her. And yeah, Wild Turtle just got caught a little bit there. Some great rotations from the purple team. Kha'Zix getting away from the second, what the hell is it called? Static Charge? I can't remember. Rumble Z. But getting away from the second version of that one, managing to live. And both him and Nidalee have equal scores here at 4, 1, and 2, which are pretty terrifying scores. Oh man, Aphromoo catching Fabi in mid-jump. That was awesome to see. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to catch Fabi here. There's going to be the extra distance, and wow, through the barrier. That spear coming out of Pantheon did a lot of damage. And it looks like the flash coming out of Aphromoo, the flash coming out of Nidalee, and he's going to get picked up. False face on Kha'Zix coming in to pick down Doublelift. And there's just a lot of action going all the time here. Pantheon now in a bit of trouble. Gets hit by something that took him very, very low. But, oh, Nidalee screwed up the jump. But Pantheon's now going to be trying to run for his life. He will not really be able to fight this Kha'Zix, I don't believe. But he might really have no other option. He's trying to run up, maybe trying to suicide himself, but it looks like we have Fabi coming down, and he's probably just going to be able to jump in on this one, do some damage, and it looks like the spear also landing. There's going to be Fabi picking this one up. There you go, there's a kill going towards the Tristana. First kill of the game for him, and yeah, it's kind of just now back to the farming game again. We're seeing, though, an over 50 CS difference between Doublelift and Fabi right now. Doublelift really having a great game. 2, 1, and 1, 121 CS, 15 minutes into the game. So far, doing very well, and same with the Renekton, actually, 123 CS and compared to the 83 of Shyvana. So it looks like we have a gank coming up for the Shyvana. Kha'Zix coming in right now, but they don't know that Aphromoo is actually here. They might be able to do something. The what am I trying to say? The Flay coming out from Aphromoo, but it's not actually going to be enough. He's going to be taken down here. The Flay actually did not get Kha'Zix away from the Renekton, so they did just kind of get outscaled right there. And you also are facing a Kha'Zix who is now 7, 1, and 3. Kind of hard to deal with something like that when you just have a pretty generally good score. Because he, on the other hand, has a great score. Looks like Morgana getting pushed away. And now Pantheon is in a bit of a precarious situation. But gonna wait. The stun is gonna come out. Did he stun the right one? No, he did not. Kha'Zix taking the bit of the aggro there. He did stun the Shyvana. He was really trying to wait for the first person auto attack, but it was very nicely done that they both attacked almost at the exact same time. Really prevented Pantheon from stopping somebody there. The ultimate coming out from Wild Turtle, and that's going to be the shutdown. Once again, going to Wild Turtle's Rumble. Great little equalizer there. I believe that was also blind. So getting a really nice equalizer there, picking off the Kha'Zix, getting a shutdown bonus, keeping himself relevant in this game in terms of gold. But looks like the top turret might be taking some damage here. They might be able to take this one down, but it looks like we do have the Nidalee and the Morgana coming in to try to help stop this one. But Aphromoo already down to a quarter HP after that amazing spear. And now Renekton trying to do some work. Oh, and there's the second spear going to be taking him down. And now the Lantern means absolutely nothing. And that's going to be a double kill for the Nidalee. Wei Zhao just having a great game here. And it looks like, once again, we have Kha'Zix and Nidalee with the same score. 7, 2, and 4. Which is just incredible scores. And Fabi now knocking away Pantheon, but the smite is just going to come out. And now Fabi really trying his luck against his Pantheon, and did just use the rocket jump, so it's not going to be available. Wild Turtle picking that one up, but a huge spear coming out of Nidalee once again. The E not happening to land on that one. He's trying to get in range of this one. Another spear coming out, misses. The Dark Binding landing onto Pantheon. It looks like Nidalee might actually be caught out here. Aphromoo getting a great death sentence, and that's going to be the kill going towards Aphromoo onto Nidalee. I believe that might have been a shutdown. I'm not entirely sure, but definitely a worthwhile kill there. Nidalee just got a little bit overzealous, landed one great spear, but then tended to miss the rest of it. So nice juking coming out of Wild Turtle and, what's it, Zerbic on that Pantheon. So it's been a very interesting game, I gotta say. Quite a few kills. A great hook coming out of Aphromoo once again. The Flay is not going to come out quite yet. There it is. The Dragon's Descent is going to just jump right into the Dragon Pit, and that's going to be a escaped dragon. There you go, just walking away, waddling away, going on all fours up the river, and you're just going to take out that white, and it's just going to walk away. But it looks like Doublelift and Aphromoo doing what they do best, going down and farming in the bot lane. Doublelift sitting with now 100 CS over top of Fabi's Tristana. Going to be very, very tough to deal with, and we haven't seen Doublelift buy an item in quite some time, but here's the damage coming out onto the Shyvana, the culling not actually landing. The flash coming out of Doublelift, he is going to pick that one up, and Shyvana actually flashed as well, so definitely not worthwhile on that one. The Aphromoo is actually going to bring Doublelift in with the Lantern, and it looks like they are going to survive, and Doublelift picking up a double kill. Great Lantern coming out of Aphromoo, getting Doublelift back into that fight. And Aphromoo doing a great job just holding off the Tristana by himself. But it looks like Wei Zhao now and the Kha'Zix are both here to try to face this one. The jump missing, and it looks like Pantheon actually did not jump. I saw his animation go, but he did not actually jump. But the Equalizer coming out of Wild Turtle is going to pick off the Nidalee first. Morgana taking a ton of damage from Doublelift. I don't know if they're actually going to chase this one down. They are going to walk through the turret. The Dark Binding landing on Wild Turtle. Luckily, it's not in turret range, and it looks like that's probably going to be all she wrote for this fight. But a couple crucial kills going in favor of the blue team. They definitely needed those. And it looks like while all this was going on, Renekton managed to push the second tier turret in that top lane and take that one down. While in the bot lane, we got the first turret in the bot lane there for the blue team. Now 4 turrets to 2, and we're sitting at damn near an even game. It's an even game right now, 31.8 now to 31.9. So just almost 100 gold separate these two teams. It's been a fairly epic game, I've got to say. But just watching these guys kind of clash of the titans. Some fights are going their way, some fights aren't going their way. Doublelift and Aphromoo, though. Aphromoo doing a lot of great hooks, a lot of great flays, but has died numerous times now. 6 deaths on him with only 4 assists and a kill to show for it. But Doublelift, on the other hand, sitting at 5, 1, and 2 with 194 CS, which is quite impressive, I gotta say. But it looks like Aphromoo now lanterning in Doublelift. The Dragon's Descent is probably going to have to come out. Yeah, it will. There you go. There's an escaped dragon once again. Really using that ultimate defensively, which is not exactly what Shyvana wants to be doing. Definitely wants to use that Dragon's Descent aggressively. But using it to defend herself and keep her alive, that's definitely worthwhile. It's not a very long cooldown. You charge that up pretty quickly, especially when you have the attack speed from Blade of the Rune King. You do charge that one up fairly frequently. Pantheon using the ultimate. The Equalizer coming down. Actually, a pretty good Equalizer. The flash coming out of the Pantheon, stopping Fabi in his tracks. And it looks like the culling coming down is going to pick up the Nidalee. And now Doublelift is chasing after this one. The Morgana is going to land a great Dark Binding here. And that's probably going to end the fight. Looks like Aphromoo is actually chasing Fabi down for a little bit. And Pantheon is actually still on Fabi's tail. They might actually be able to pick this one off. There's the jump, but the jump still goes through, but just runs right into Aphromoo, and that's going to be one dead Tristana. So Pretty interesting that the rocket jump still went through. I guess the animation had already started, but looks like Wild Turtle's now in a bit of a precarious situation. The shutdown bonus going towards the Kazakhs, sitting at 9-2 and 4. Now it looks like Renekton might be taken out here. The chains were actually broken from Morgana's ultimate, and now it looks like she's going to be taken down from Doublelift. He's unstoppable now, 7-1 and 2. But while all this is going on, Shyvana's just been in the top lane, pushing down this second tier turret. But now Pantheon might actually have something to say about this. But wow, Shyvana doing so much damage to Pantheon. This is probably going to be a kill, the Ignite going down, and this is going to be a dead Pantheon. Wow, Shyvana doing a lot of damage, way more than I actually expected her to do. But that's going to be a free kill in that top lane, and Shyvana's now just going to start pushing down this second tier turret. Doesn't look like she's actually going to stay to finish it off, but damage done, getting a free kill and a lot of damage, and it looks like Shyvana's actually going to escape this one. And there you go, she's now back in base, safe and sound. Very nice little push from Shyvana. So what else do we have going here? Doublelift is more than 100 CS now ahead of Tristana. And it's one of the big issues. Tristana is a very strong AD carry, especially with her rocket jump being such an amazing escape tool, but also the steroid Q for her attack speed. But she is a late game carry ADC. And if you don't have the stats and the items to get you into that late game for you to become a carry, it's very, very difficult for Tristana to do well come into the late game. She does have that Blade of the Ruin King, which sure will be doing quite a bit of damage, but in comparison to Doublelift, who's currently sitting with his Berserker's Greaves, with that Bloodthirster, and a finished Trinity Force, it's very, very easy to see which ADC is very much on top here. And we're just going to have to wait and see, too, the late game, if Tristana can find her way back. But Pantheon being taken down a little bit here, and oh my god, through the Lantern, he gets taken down by Kazakhs. That was just so much damage. I've never actually seen somebody die mid-Q flight, but, sorry, mid-Lantern flight, but there you go. So it looks like this is now signaling the time for the Baron for the purple team. The jungler on the blue team is down, so this should be fairly safe. But it looks like the blue team does want to engage on this a little bit. The purple team does pick up the Baron. Nidalee being held down by Aphromoo. Aphromoo being taken down very, very low, but he manages to flash away from that one through the box, and they do pick up a revenge kill onto the Shyvana, but Renekton has been taken down. Doublelift is trying his best to do as much damage as he can, does pick up the double kill onto Fabi, and it looks like this is actually a pretty even fight. The flash coming out of Doublelift as well, but the ultimate from Morgana coming out, the Lantern going to be taken. Aphromoo doing work at such little HP, really providing a support role. Pantheon now back alive is going to jump in onto Wei Zhao. Not really going to find him yet, but the Morgana is going to be stunned by him and probably taken down. There you go. LMQ actually with a great, Wei Zhao with a great spear, ends up taking down Aphromoo, and it looks like Wei Zhao might now be in a precarious situation. I don't know who's actually going to take down who, or if they're even going to find each other. Wei Zhao is now just going to kind of run away from this one. So a few members still surviving with that Baron buff on. Morgana did not actually fall, but once again, a lot of damage. Oh, the shutdown going to Doublelift. He's not actually going to survive this one, though. The shutdown bonus is going to go to Wei Zhao. That was a really, really big shutdown. I think there was probably 500 gold that came from that one. So definitely not the person you wanted that big shutdown gold going to. But I believe we now have 3 members on the purple team with, no, 2 members. Shyvana was taken down, Tristana was taken down, so I believe it's just Morgana and Nidalee with that Baron buff. So not the worst thing in the world for the blue team, but it still does affect you in terms of this late game. They do now have a 3K gold lead on that purple team. So the next team fight, they're going to have to really work on their positioning, make sure that they find an advantage in their team fight, so that way they can actually get that money back and hopefully push down some objectives, because we're going to have a good amount of time before Baron's going to be another objective. But we do have 50 seconds until the dragon comes up, which might be a point of contention. But Tristana doing work on Aphromoo right now, sends the Lantern out for Pantheon, and actually currently makes it away. No, he is going to get picked up by the Void Spikes of Kazakhs, and the ultimate from Morgana is going to stun up Pantheon. That's going to be 2 kills in favor of the purple team. Not where they want to be right now. Doublelift now taking a lot of damage. The Shyvana going to use her ultimate to jump in on him, try to do as much damage as she can. They really want this one. The great Dark Binding from Morgana is going to actually lock him down, and they're going to pick up the kill on that one. Fabi taking a lot of turret shots. Now Morgana taking a turret shot as well. Looks like the purple team is going to be able to push this one down with 3 people down and all 5 alive on the purple team. This could very well be an inhibitor. Wei Zhao taking a couple turret shots, a little bit more than she would probably like. but is going to get away from that one, not actually take too much damage. And it looks like they're now going to push down in on this inhibitor. Are they going to get greedy and stay here for too long? No, it looks like the purple team is just going to kind of siege this one up a little bit. Doublelift is going to be up in 15 seconds, who is the absolute epitome of a damage threat right now on the blue team. Already finishing that Infinity Edge as well. The Infinity Edge, the Bloodthirster, and the Triforce going to be doing an insane amount of damage. So it looks like the purple team is not going to be getting greedy. They're not going to just push in for this inhibitor because it's open. Really playing this game very smart, I have to say. A lot of teams will tend to just go for the inhibitor because it's open, even if they die. But knowing that they still have a couple of people with that Baron buff for at least another 30 seconds could definitely make something of it. And they're actually going to use it to go and take that dragon, increase their gold lead by just a little bit more. And they're going to be at about a 7,000 gold lead at this point. So currently very nicely played by purple team, very strategic, and they're doing a great job with their execution, making sure that they're taking the objectives they need to, landing the spears. Wei Zhao doing a great job at that, and going in when it's necessary to go in. When they caught Doublelift, yes, it was a pretty deep dive on that second tier turret, but well worth it to get that damage threat off the table, which allowed them to then get a third turret in that mid lane. But Aphromoo now having to go and sweep out his own jungle. They sadly have not really had control of their own jungle for quite some time. And it looks like we still do only have one sweeper per team. Both of them on the supports. Normally when you're winning like this, if you're the purple team, you have at least 3 sweepers on your team. But Aphromoo popping that Talisman of Ascension to try to get in on this one. The Pantheon ultimate coming down as well. They are not quite gonna... There we go. The sun going down onto Morgana. The Equalizer coming out as well. Huge amount of damage coming out of the culling. It looks like Wild Turtle's gonna pick that one up. That was a free kill. And now Fabi is in a bit of a precarious situation. I know I've said that too many times, but it looks like people are just getting themselves into these situations. But it looks like a re-engagement coming out from the purple team. A great spear landing onto Wild Turtle, and the execute did not happen from Kha'Zix. Fabi now coming back into this one, doing a lot of damage to the Renekton with that Blade of the Ruin King. A box coming out from Aphromoo. A spear landing onto Rumble is going to pick that one up. And now Kha'Zix jumping in onto the Pantheon. Not actually going to pick him up. Doublelift picking up a double kill for himself. The Ignite going down onto Doublelift as well, but the sustain is going to keep him alive. The triple kill picking up Fabi as well. And now it looks like Nidalee being the only surviving member on this purple team. The flash coming out from Aphromoo is going to pick off the Nidalee. The quadra kill coming for Doublelift after a great flash hook from Aphromoo, really setting that play up for his AD carry. And that's exactly why his main champion seems to be Thresh. He is so damn talented at it, getting the support that Doublelift needs and making those clutch plays like that, flashing forward, getting the hook off on a very mobile champion like Nidalee, who still had her flash available, it looks like. So just did not expect that one to happen. And it looks like Doublelift, with all of his items, is going to be able to push down this turret very, very quickly with the help of Aphromoo. The Lantern is now out. A nice little prediction from Morgana trying to pick off Aphromoo there. But the culling coming out. Doublelift might have stayed a little bit too long here. The Flay coming out to try to knock these guys away. Doublelift now having the Ignite on him. But Pantheon is now here for support. They're going to try to take down this Kha'Zix. Pantheon does get the kill onto Kha'Zix, and now it looks like Shyvana is taking a lot of damage. A great Flay coming out and a great hook coming out onto Tristana, taking a ton of damage from Aphromoo. But now it looks like there's the unstoppable going for Doublelift. Tristana did manage to pick up Aphromoo in the end, and now Doublelift's going to have to try to run away from this one because one good spear would definitely pick him off. And Wei Zhao is known for his great spears. So he is just going to try to run away from this one. Trying to lifesteal a little bit from these wraiths. Doublelift is pretty much... He's known for doing things like that. Really using his mechanics to the best of his ability. And it looks like he's going to escape from this one. The spear not landing. And now Doublelift's back at full HP. He's now going to try to fight Wei Zhao here. Manages to... Oh, the Dark Binding did actually land. But the culling coming out is actually going to pick off the Morgana. And looks like the lifesteal might actually get him through the Ignite. It does! Doublelift is going to survive this. He's sitting at 16 kills. And he's still alive on that one. Great play from him. Really using his lifesteal to the best effect that he can. And it looks like Wild Turtle jumping in, using that flash, making sure to pick up the kill onto the Nidalee. And now it looks like we've had a little bit of a turn in the game. A lot of kills going in favor of the blue team. And the purple team needs to have an answer for Doublelift. Baron is live right now, so that's definitely going to be a contested point. But you need to have an answer now for Doublelift. Pantheon and Aphromoo doing a lot of damage here to Fabi. Looks like Wild Turtle is here now. The rocket jump did just get used to get over that red buff. And Fabi's going to get away from that one with no problem at all. But how do you deal with a 16, 3, and 4 double lift? And he could probably go back and buy a huge item because I don't think he's purchased anything since his quadra kill that happened recently. But it looks like there we go, 3-man, 4-man Baron. Aphromoo standing in the tri-brush to make sure nothing sneaky happens here. And that's going to be a free Baron for the blue team with all 5 members up and now have the Baron buff. The purple team is going to be on the back foot for a couple minutes here. They do have that open inhibitor in the mid lane, so I'm definitely looking for the blue team to probably go back, buy some items, and then push right down that mid lane and secure themselves the first inhibitor of the game. Doublelift going back and picking himself up a full Last Whisper. That is a huge purchase, and it means he's just going to be cutting through Shyvana, who has been jumping in right on him. So hopefully he'll have a better time with that. Tristana did also finish up a Last Whisper and finished off a Phantom Dancer as well. And it looks like Doublelift also actually got the Bilgewater Cutlass, so going for the Blade of the Rune King as well, going for a full offensive build. And I don't really normally see Doublelift going for pure offense, but I think he's just having a lot of fun this game considering how fed he is. He just wants to pretty much one-shot people with the amount of burst that Lucian can put out if you're all AD. Once he finishes that Blade of the Rune King, he is just going to be, it doesn't really matter who on the enemy team goes on him. They will not have very long to live. They're going to have to really focus on taking down Doublelift and locking him down and picking him off. Because if you let him stay alive for 30 seconds during a fight, I can assure you he will get his job done and kill some people. Look at that, that was a crit for 1,074. Pretty damn huge. So it looks like Doublelift now just going to start chipping away at this second tier turret in the bot lane. There's going to be a turret down. The gold is once again even, 58.7 to 58.7. Love to see that 33 minutes into the game nearly. Doublelift being taken down to a quarter HP from that great spear on Wei Zhao. They might actually try to engage on something here. Another spear landing, it sounded like. And Fabi jumping over the wall, doing a little bit of damage to Wild Turtle. Another spear coming through. The Dark Binding landing onto Aphromoo. Don't know if they're going to turn this into a fight here. Note the spear not landing onto Wild Turtle. An equalizer coming out, hitting 3 members of the purple team, but they're not actually going to be able to start a fight off of this one. The slowdown was not enough, but while all this is being said and done, Doublelift has just been in here pushing down this inhibitor. They don't actually get it. Very interesting. Doublelift took that lantern very early. I guess he's a little bit scared of that hard engage onto him. And if he dies, then the damage threat for this blue team is pretty much done. The team fight's pretty much over at that point. But, oh my god, the damage onto Morgana. The damage now coming down from the culling, and he's actually going to pick up the Nidalee with the culling. Doublelift now doing a ton of damage to the Kha'Zix. The Guardian Angel is not going to be, it's going to be popped over top of the wall, so they are just going to have to wait here and try to pick off this Kha'Zix. There's going to be a dead Kha'Zix. It's going to be Rumble. Wild Turtle picking that one up. And it looks like this might actually be the game for the blue team. The 2 big damage threats, Kha'Zix and Nidalee, are both down. Doublelift is still alive. Aphromoo is going to get hit by a Dark Binding. Fabi's going to be taken down from Renekton. And it looks like the Shyvana is going to be taken down by Pantheon, actually, who's going to pick that one up. And it looks like the last defenses for this purple team are going to be taken down. Doublelift, such a great game. 17, 3, and 7 with 336 CS. This was just a fantastic game played by Aphromoo and Doublelift, even picking up the last kill in the end. So that was a fantastic game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Really back and forth, a lot of action, a lot of kills, 33 to 30, 2 Barons being taken. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, press that like button, show it some love, and I'd love to hear your comments about it. Subscribe if you haven't already to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.